Good morning! It is October 2nd, making it day 2 of Vlogtober, and I want to continue doing more work on my Artist's Way, tasks for this week. I kind of need to hit the ground running because it's already like 11:15 and I don't have a whole lot of time before the kids come home from school. So, and there's a lot I want to get done. So we're just gonna jump right into what I want to get done today. But first, I wanted to share my Halloweeny earrings for today. Aren't these cute? These are little pumpkins that I think I got from Walmart. They're just like little acrylic earrings. I enjoy Halloween earrings too much, and so I whip them out as soon as I can in October. So I think these ones are really cute and I really, really like them. So now that we've got the important matters out of the way, which were which Halloween earrings I am wearing today, we're gonna go into my room and I'm gonna do something very brave. I'm gonna do something that makes me a little bit nervous, makes me a little bit shaky, just a little bit vulnerable, and that is actually filming myself drawing. So one of the tasks for this week is to think about your childhood bedroom, and it said write about your childhood bedroom, and if you want to draw it, what did you like about it? Do you like anything about your room now? Is there anything? If not, you should put something from your old room into your current room. So that's what we're doing today. And I have this art area over here in my room that I used during art school. If you watched, I think, week 1 of the Artist's Way, you may remember that this was a hot mess and I finally cleaned it up, but I still haven't used it since I cleaned it up 2 weeks ago. So we're gonna spend some time here today. I already have all of this stuff to film myself drawing. I've just never done it because I've been a little bit too nervous, but I feel no big, right? It's no big, it's no big. Get you guys a nice little comfy seat right there. And let's try some drawing, and I'll show you what my bedroom looked like as a kid, and we can also talk about it too. Is that weird? Maybe? It'll be fun. It'll be fun. I promise. I promise. I promise.
So for some reason, the audio cut out on this clip. So let's do a voiceover of a sketchbook tour. Huh? Yeah? A sketchbook tour, anyone? Well, let's go for it. This is a lecture 1917, I think. The Wisconsin license plate is from a local bookstore, and the muffin sticker is from Redbubble. On the back is a Taylor Swift sticker that I got from Amazon, and a fish one from, I think, Amazon as well. I am regretting I did not paint my nails, so this is going to be painful for me, and maybe some of you who used to follow me for my nail polish content. My nails are in a bad way, but maybe I'll get to painting them sometime this week. We'll find out. I thought let's maybe skim through my sketchbook. There's really not a whole lot in here, but it might be fun to kind of see what I've got going on in here before we get to drawing my childhood room. Right out the gate, we have one of my favorite first spreads, which is the title / date started, date ended page of my sketchbook. I was inspired by all the friendship bracelets I was making over the past year, not only to celebrate the Eras Tour, but also for my husband's work presentation. He had this big conference and he wanted me to make friendship bracelets for his big conference. I wanted to make a fun little title page for my sketchbook using some art puns as some of the bracelet sayings. And then on the other side, we have some little post-its that I had drawn, some mid-century modern furniture. This was actually transferred from a different sketchbook because they were just on these little post-it notes. And so I glued them down on the front page, which is all covering up the first spreads that I had when I started this sketchbook, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I did another just started page on it, but I never picked up my sketchbook, so I wanted to redo it, start again, painted it black, and I was able to do this really fun friendship bracelet kind of title page and these really cool post-its that I really, really liked. On the next page, we have a Meet the Artist spread, which is also a cover-up of some really bad art and sketches that just were not working out last time. I cut up some fun, colorful cardstock pieces of paper and decided to list some of my art influences. These are all Disney animators and illustrators that have just really inspired me, and I want to take time and even do maybe little studies of their work because their stuff is just so cute and I absolutely adore it. I have a list of my music favorites for right now, and in the middle I have my favorite mediums that I'm using currently, but then also a list of some mediums that I would like to try. At the bottom of the list I have my art goals, which I have not been doing a very good job of keeping up with, but still a noble quest. The first is to add to my sketchbook every single day, not necessarily a full spread, but just doing something to my sketchbook. The next one is to finish a piece of artwork once a month. I have not been doing this at all. I haven't been doing the sketchbook one either, but still, something I would like to work on. And the last one is to start painting mid-century modern house portraits. I've seen some of this done on social media and I think it's just the cutest thing, and I really want to learn how to do it because I want to make them as Christmas presents for friends and family. I don't think that's going to happen this year. When I initially made this artist spread, I think this was back in August when I did this, and I still had plenty of time. I don't think I have as much time now, but never say never. Next, we have a little doodle exercise where you take a marker and you just make a bunch of blobs and splotches, and then you draw on top of them to kind of design them into certain things. And then on the other side, I have a delightful, gorgeous, beautiful, inspirational addition to my sketchbook from a visiting artist. We have a little boat scene from Betty Jean. And surrounding the boat, I have some swatches from my Himi 24 color gouache, the jelly gouache sets that you can buy from Amazon. Really nice gouache set. Absolutely love it. And I really like the way that I swatch the colors to kind of make them look like bubbles for Betty Jean's little boat. Next, we have some ice cream cars that were doodled in church just to pass the time. And then probably some of the worst gouache paints I've ever painted with. These are the Arteza, or Arteza, however you say it. I believe these are the acrylic gouache, and they're just really streaky. The color payoff was not great. I didn't like the consistency. They were just bad. So very bad. I had purchased the set from Amazon and I hadn't tested them out, but after I painted this little spread in my sketchbook, I donated them very, very quickly because I just didn't like them. I prefer the Himi gouache for sure. Definitely recommend the Himi. Don't get the Arteza. It was not very good at all. And then the last piece that I have in my sketchbook is the collage that I did maybe 2 weeks ago with my artist date that I did a couple weeks back. And then I did some little sketches of some capybaras, and that's it. The rest are some kind of some sketches from Betty Jean when she borrowed my sketchbook, but that's all I have in here. It's really not that much. So I'm super excited to add this little addition of my childhood room. Before we go too much farther, I feel like I should give a little disclaimer or perhaps a little bit of a trigger warning about me talking about my childhood bedroom. If you have difficulty with possible hoarding or not necessarily I don't know, threats towards children or neglect of some sort, this you might want to just be ready. I'm okay talking about this. I feel like it's very good for me to verbalize this and to think about it and to talk myself through it. So I am totally fine talking about this, but I understand that this is really heavy for some people and may not be for everyone. And so if you need to skip, you can skip. So I grew up in a ranch style home. I think it was a 3-bedroom home, but there were 4 girls. My 2 oldest sisters shared a room, and then I shared a room with my younger sister. We did indeed have bunk beds, and you can see there's a little toy box, and there's this little desk shelf unit thing, and then a dresser with a fish tank on top. Right off the bat, looks like a normal, comfortable room for 2 little girls. What I'm about to include, which is probably the most memorable thing that I can remember about my bedroom, is it being a complete and utter mess. And I'm not talking about just a little disorganized and a little chaotic and oh yeah, well kids play. I'm talking
hoarder status kind of mess. I remember there being piles of stuff. We had to make trails throughout our little room. Most of it was toys and clothes and books and art supplies and crafts and just kind of random junk. I don't want to say that my parents were hoarders, but I think they're hoarders in the sense that like we just really loved collecting things. And me and my sister struggled a lot with keeping our room clean and keeping it organized and keeping it like under control. Disclaimer though, like our whole house did not look like this. This was truly just my bedroom, and like our toy room downstairs looked exactly like this. I just remember it being very cluttery. They're not smelly or stinky, like it wasn't garbage. It was just a lot of toys and a lot of clothes and just a lot of stuff that never had anywhere to go. Yes, we had a toy box, and yes, we had some storage solutions, but we never organized it. We never went through it. I have bittersweet memories of my bedroom because my family would have like cleaning Saturdays where everybody was supposed to do their chores on Saturday and you weren't allowed to go play or go do other things until you got your chores done. Well, I really struggled with cleaning my room, as is obvious from this picture. It was very hard for me to clean my room. I just kind of was overwhelmed by it. I didn't know what to do. I just remember being completely frozen when it came to cleaning my room. When I was told, okay, go clean your room, I would literally just sit in the middle of my room and just play with my toys or find a book to read. And so there were some Saturdays that I would spend the entire day in my room and I couldn't clean it. It's not that I wouldn't clean it. I genuinely feel like looking back on it now, I didn't know how to clean it, and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know how to make it what my mom wanted. Trigger warning coming up if you don't like the suggestion of violence towards children, but I do remember being threatened with a belt if I didn't clean my room. My mom would hang it on the doorknob as if kind of like, you know, if you don't clean your room, I'm going to have to use this. It never came to that. Like my parents never fell through with it, but there was still that kind of fear of, I don't know what's going to happen to me if I don't clean my room. However, that fear was still never enough for me to like actually clean my room. I remember my younger sister being in the room with me. Like we would both have to clean our room, but I just kind of remember it being this like, well, I'm okay in here. I've got my stuff. I've got my toys. I don't have any friends to go out and play with, or like I don't need to go out and play with my friends right now. So I guess I'm just in my room. So like I said, it's kind of a bittersweet situation because I didn't hate being in my room. I never felt like I was being punished by being in my room because I liked my stuff. I liked my toys and I liked playing with my sister in my room. I just really struggled cleaning my room. And so my room was constantly in a state of just mess and overwhelm. And I feel like this has kind of bled over into my adult life as well. Like I still struggle, even to this day, I still struggle with cleaning and with staying orderly and like knowing how to keep a room organized and how to tidy. Like, I don't know how much of that is like ADHD or how much of that is just not being taught. I don't really know. Either way, I don't have super harsh, like sad, upsetting, traumatized feelings when it comes to thinking about my childhood room. I genuinely do kind of think of it fondly, thinking about all the games me and my sister used to play is when we would finally clean our room. And by cleaning, I mean shoving everything under the bed or shoving everything into the closet or just shoving all the piles to like the outer rims of the room enough so we could clear the floor in the main part of the bedroom. And then we would take pencils and pens and crayons and we would make like a floor plan of the Barbie house. So we would make like using the pens and pencils as like the walls, we would kind of just map out where the Barbie house would be. And then we did have some Barbie furniture and we had some, you know, books that we would stack up as their beds. And we would try to leave that like Barbie house floor plan on the ground of our bedroom for as long as we could because we had so much fun setting it up. And then we would just play Barbies and we would try to keep it as like tidy as possible so that we can continue to play Barbies in our room. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, but I really do have fond memories of playing Barbies with my younger sister in my room. My fish tank that we had on top of the dresser was my favorite thing in my bedroom. I had a big variety of different kinds of fish, and I enjoyed like building it and putting all the fish in there and taking care of it. And then the other favorite thing in my room was my reading lamp that was connected to my bed. I had the upper bunk, of course, being the oldest in the room. I got the upper bunk, and I remember reading very, very late into the night. I would always have a stack of books in bed with me, usually the Babysitter's Club, and I would stay up very, very late at night reading. So I do have a lot of like fond memories of my bedroom. There are just a couple of things that I think I'm still kind of dealing with, and the big one being like being a disorganized and a messy person, because I do, or at least I have residual feelings of my family constantly pointing out how messy my room was and how much of a, not necessarily an inconvenience, but how much I need to clean my room all the time. And so to this day, I still have a lot of difficulty with the perception of being messy and being a messy person and having my home be a messy place, even though it's totally fine. It's my space. I know where everything is. I get around to cleaning it when I can and how I can. And that may not be as frequently as other people. My home will never be Instagram worthy. And I'm okay with that because it's a comfortable home and I don't feel stressed or pressured or threatened to clean my home. I will clean it when I want to clean it. And I think I'm getting better at dealing with it, but it's still something that kind of hits a nerve every now and then, especially when my family comes to visit. I'm trying to be better about like just being okay with the house having a more lived in look and less of like that clean, pristine, Instagram worthy setup. My biggest takeaway with this whole exercise when it comes to helping my inner artist and my inner child is just this like recognition that it's okay to have a different style. It's okay to be a little bit messier. It's okay that things aren't as organized and it's not Instagram worthy. That doesn't make me a bad person. That doesn't make me a horrible person or a dirty person. I take it as I'm a creative person and I need a little bit of chaos to get the creativity going. I do appreciate things being a little bit less cluttered. When things are really, really cluttered, I do tend to get very anxious and I get very nervous and I start to get very in my head if there's a lot of clutter all around. But the lived in look and having toys out because my kids are happy and having things out on the counter because we just got home from the park is okay with me. I'm okay having these little hints of life. It's when things get really, really out of control that I turn back into that, 8-year-old kid who's been told you can't leave your room until it's clean and I just freeze. So I need to probably do a little bit more work on figuring out how I can move past those moments when I'm kind of stuck in freeze mode. But I've also learned to kind of just accept that it's like, I'm okay with who I am. My family's okay with how we do things. I definitely get help from my husband and my children when it comes time to clean, but I'm not pressuring everyone to have it pristine and crystal clear and, white glove inspections. I want us to be happy in our spaces and I want us to be able to be comfortable living in our space the way we want to. And if that's a little messy and chaotic, so be it.
And I'm done. I did it. And I love it. Can you see it? Can you see it? Hold on. Let me switch arms. Hold on. Give me a minute. Okay. Do you see it? Do you see my piece of art? Look what I did in that party. I'm really proud of this. I am very, very proud. I got to try some new supplies and techniques that I've never used before. And I am very proud of it. I'm so proud of it. I think it's so cute. I got to try some new supplies. Well, not new, but some supplies I've never used before. Mainly this colored ink glass pen set that my daughter got me for Christmas one year. This really pretty glass pen. It's gorgeous. And then it comes with these little teeny tiny
vials of like, I think it's watercolor or perhaps it's like ink, but it's got a little bit of like a sparkle to it. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. So yeah, I think that roughly took me maybe about an hour and a half to do. And I love it. I think there's some things I could probably change about it. Like if I wanted to do it again, I would make it bigger. Honestly, I think I went too small. I think it turned out really good. It is 1 o'clock. I still have not had lunch yet. And so I think in order to keep these vlogs shorter and makes it easier for me to edit them and actually get them out on a daily basis, I think we're gonna end the vlog here today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little experimentation I had on drawing on camera. Let me know if this is something you enjoy, if it's interesting, if it's like, oh, we could maybe do more of this, because I think I would want to do more of that, of like art process videos. I think it could be fun. Anyway, I'm starving, and so I'm gonna go, but once again, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I can plan on doing more tomorrow. I'm not quite sure what I'll do as far as artist way things, but I'm sure it's gonna be enjoyable and fun. Anywho, I'm gonna go. I'm starving. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!